Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Benefits Mom podcast. I am your host, Tara Nickel, and if you're looking to gain back your mom sanity, you are in the right place. We cover everything motherhood: kids, relationships, school, work, even that dreaded C word, chores. We cover it all. My goal is to help you take back control of your life and find that happy place as a mom. Because when it benefits mom, it benefits everyone. Enjoy this episode. Our podcast today is brought to you by Anchor. Anchor makes it easy for me to bring you this podcast from anywhere in the world. From creation tools that allow me to record and edit my podcast so it sounds great, distributing my podcast everywhere you can hear podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Google, and many more. Plus, I can make money from this podcast with no minimum listenership. Did I mention it's all free? Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm today to get started. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm really excited about this one because I get to recap a lot of what's been going on with my social media posts and what I've been sharing about my story, how my business got started, and I'm really excited to share that with all of you over the next couple of days and weeks as we head into fourth quarter. But what I really want to talk to you about today is stopping the negative self-talk. It is such a big issue in our society today where something goes wrong or it doesn't go the way that you expected it to go, and you automatically go to negative. This is bad. I'm a loser. I'm terrible. I'm ... right? And it happens to me too. I do it a lot when I shouldn't be. And I know that you run into the same problem because it's so easy, because that raw emotion of being wrong or feeling wrong too can be really powerful in the moment. And I totally sympathize with that feeling. Like I said, it's happened a lot. A really strong example that I recently shared all on my social media was the fact that I was fired during COVID, right? Getting fired, even if it's, mutual in some extent, or if you know it's a bad job, it still makes you feel inferior and upset. Like, how are you going to rebound from this? What was so bad about your performance or your attitude or experience, knowledge? Fill in the blank. Whatever it was, it didn't mesh with that person's expectations, or they just don't want to have the position, or they're scaling down. Or you could be in a situation where you're just in that laid off position right now because of COVID, and you have no idea when you're going to work. And then you start talking to yourself and about what's wrong with your qualities, why you don't have the right knowledge, or you don't have the right experience to get the job that you want. And for me, the one thing that has helped me in maybe not eliminating the self-talk, because for me, I'm human and my emotions are just way high sometimes. For me, lessening the self-talk is the goal. It's not eliminating it, it's lessening it. And I say less because my goal, even when I'm talking to moms or I'm talking to business owners or anyone that's, looking for that balance, right? Because my passion is to help you get your balance, get yourself set between your work and your personal life. And it's all about progress, not perfection. That's my big statement. We want to make progress. So we want to, in this situation, lessen the amount of self talk that you give yourself so that when bad things happen or when you lose your temper against your kids or when somebody says something that, triggers a very high negative emotional response from you, you know how to bring yourself down at least to a level where you feel like it is not going to consume you and turn you down the negativity path. One thing that I did specifically when it came to my job situation was I immediately wrote down at least 5 corporate positions that I would love to have. And it didn't necessarily mean that I could walk into it day one. It was, okay, I can restart my career. What is that going to look like? What do I want to put on my resume next? And why I did that was because it was a confidence boost for myself to say, I know I can succeed in these roles either now or in the future. And what's cool about this activity, even if you can't think of 5, think of maybe 2 or 3 that you're comfortable that if you went to LinkedIn or Monster, Career Builder, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, there's tons of these job search and career search websites these days. If you saw that position, you could say, boom, I got it. I can totally do that job. And here's why. That will give you such a confidence boost because you're changing the negative self talk of I can't get a better job to I can. I see this description. I see these responsibilities. I know I can do it. The same thing applies to when we're talking about balancing our work and our personal life. A lot of times when I start talking to moms about the challenges they have, there's a lot of I can't or I don't have time phrases that I hear. And one of the first things that I ask them is, why do you feel that you can't do X? Or why do you feel that you don't have time? And feeling is a really important word in that conversation. And the reason is the same as why, when something bad happens to you or you have a strong emotion, you automatically turn that emotion negative, right? Think about it. I can't do the laundry because I'm tired from being at work all day. Okay? Let's just break down that. You've associated doing the laundry negatively because you are tired from work or you just got home or it's just another thing you have to do. Because your emotions when you come home are high. You may be stressed from work or you're tired, right? So there's an elevated emotion. It's easy to think of it negatively because of the fact that these external circumstances of job stress or family stress or just being tired in general, that your mind just says, I can't do this. There's too much emotion. There's too much sensory stuff going on. I just can't do it. Now let's go back to my job situation that I said. Something happened and there's so much sensory stuff going on. There's so many things in your head about losing your job or not having a job or what's going to happen that your mind gets overwhelmed and just says, I can't. I don't have the right skills. I can't get a better job. Because that's easy, right? It's an easy switch to say, I just can't. If you say I can't, you don't have to think about it anymore. You don't have to find a solution and you can just move on to something else. But instead, you do the confidence job list and you come up with 2 or 3 positions that you know that if you saw them on a job search website, you would apply for them. That gives you confidence. It may not necessarily provide a solution. You may not get selected for an interview or get an offer for the first job you see, but you lessen the negative self-talk that's going to happen because you're in this really high emotional stressed out state about not having a job. But now you have a plan. You have a steps that you are going to take to make sure that you can address this problem that you have. Okay, so let's go back to the laundry situation. Instead of saying, I can't, say, you know what? I see that there are a bunch of towels that need to be cleaned. I bet if I take those towels and run them through the washer or the dryer, I can have those freshly ready to go for my family before I go to bed. Now, how is that similar to the job situation we talked about earlier? Well, like I said, it is a highly emotional, highly stressed situation. You are trying to complete a task and you're in that high emotional state, lots of sensory stuff going on. You can't necessarily fix the problem tonight, but you can lessen the burden of the problem in a more positive way. So, how we did that is we decided doing the towels is a small confidence boost. Towels, as a lot of you know, sometimes take the longest amount of time. You know, on my washer, I have to put it into bulk so that I don't have to drain and spin at the end or do an extra spin cycle or, you know, whatever your situation is with towels. And I always do my towels first because they take the longest time. That's just me personally when it comes to laundry. You're like me and you know that if you plan ahead to do the towels that night, you're not going to do all the laundry. But if you had the towels done, and let's say that cuts half your laundry, maybe in the morning you throw the washing before work and you throw it in the dryer before you leave, and you can fold clothes or have your kids fold clothes when you get home, right? It's again, the goal is progress, not perfection. We're lessening our self negative talk, not eliminating it. You're still probably not going to feel 100% better about the fact that you still have laundry to do. Or you may not feel 100% better because you don't have your next dream job or your next new promotion at work or whatever it is. But if you take a small step, even just a baby step, if you want to use that, towards completing that goal or completing that task that you think you can't get to, that's what we're looking for. That small step in confidence, growth, in confidence in yourself and your ability to do something. This is one of the main reasons why when I start working with a mom, we only look at 2, maybe 3 challenges that are going on in her life that's making her feel out of whack and out of balance. Because it's all about taking small steps. None of these problems, none of our issues, none of our challenges can get resolved overnight, right? You know the saying, there's no overnight success. Well, there's no overcoming challenges overnight either. You need to take baby steps. You need to do these small little things to boost your confidence and boost your self-esteem that you can do these things. You can get yourself back on track and you can get yourself back to level balance with your work and with your personal life. I hope you found these information today helpful. And I want to stress that if you do ever get into a moment where you are starting to get into that self-negative talk mode, think of just one thing you can do to alleviate the situation in some way. And I promise you, you will be on your way towards balance. And as I always say, it benefits mom, it benefits everyone. Have an awesome day. Thanks for listening. Thanks again for tuning in to the Benefits Mom podcast. If you have been enjoying these episodes, please share them with a fellow mom friend of yours and head over to Apple Podcasts and give us a 5-star review. And remember, if it benefits mom, it benefits everyone. Have an awesome day.